Hi, okay. Today we're gonna be doing this like effortless go-to kind of glam that's perfect for like a night out, going to dinner. This was actually my 6-year anniversary with my boyfriend, and I wanted to do something that was really pretty and perfect for, honestly, I've been having like, I've been doing a lot of bridal content, so it's perfect for bridal. My skin was kind of like, I was happy with the overall, like the hydration. I will link the skincare products that I went in with to begin with. But I have been getting, I actually talk about this in a video that's going up next about foundation formulas and how to choose the correct formula for your skin. My skin's been dehydrated, okay? Operator error up in here. And so I'm going in with the Smooth and Blur primer from Smashbox, which I really love to smooth, bless you, ooh, the center of my face where I have larger pores and a little bit more oil production. I've been loving the About Face foundation. I know a lot of you enjoyed my swatch video, which I will link above if you've missed it. It's really helpful for people who have fair to light olive skin. And shout out to Lisa Eldridge. They actually reached out to send me 2.5. So I'll do an updated swatch video soon. And maybe just like, I don't know, whatever, a video on that so that you can see how the shade compares, because it's really great. It's really great. It's definitely more warm toned. Anyway, I'm going in with this foundation, which I've been loving the finish of and the wearability. It has like a really beautiful natural kind of like satiny finish on my skin, which is usually what I go for. For contouring, I'm still using Anastasia Fawn. I don't know if I'm going to switch it up, but I have been thinking about going back to Amber. But I'm doing my typical kind of like contouring routine, which I just uploaded a contour video. So this shouldn't come as a shock to anybody who has seen that. When it comes to contouring, I really just think that people should stick to what they think is the most flattering, especially if you're trying to do effortless or go-to glam. Don't worry about taking so much time to make things like completely perfect. If you have been doing your makeup for a little while, you've probably gotten your placements down. You want to focus on the areas that are like the main concern. So for me, it is my jawline. I really like starting with that because I think it makes a really big difference on my face. But if you don't need that, don't. Make sure that you're doing your contour for your face shape. Once again, I'll link that video in the corner as well. So I'm doing my basic like quick, I'm using my fingers to blend certain things out. I'm doing a basic, quick kind of like shaping to the face, which I want to look natural without being like too much. Going back and blending. I'm a person who takes my time, so, a quick and effortless makeup look for me is gonna probably take longer than a lot of people. But this is one of my favorite little tricks, is to take my contour shade, whatever I used for the rest of my face, and just place it up in that area above my lid and my brow, because it is quite light. And if I leave it light, it can kind of like make my eyes drag down a little bit. So I'm sort of like doing a little bit of contouring of my eyes with my face products. I recently picked up a lighter shade of the Merit bronzer, which has been really nice. I really enjoy this formula. It's beautiful. It's like nice and hydrating without being oily. What's it called? I can't remember, but it'll be linked down below. But once I've gone in with my shaping, now I'm just adding a little bit of warmth. Depending on your skin tone, you might not need to do this step. So you could probably just skip it and use your bronzer, but if you need a cooler tone to shape the face, or if that's something that you want to do, then you may want a cooler toned contour. For me, color correcting underneath my eyes is a must for those dark circles. Anyone who's watched a lot of my videos will know. LA Girl Pro Conceal, dude, it's like $5. It's so affordable, and it really does such a great job. For my nose contour, Make Beauty, this is the Eye Stilo in Shore, which is the perfect color. It is an eye stilo, so it does set. So it has like a slightly more like waxy kind of consistency to it. It blends nicely, but you gotta work quick. It's not as creamy as Fawn, but the color is just much better for my nose. It doesn't look quite as warm. I've been mixing Rare Beauty 170W and 100W because I've been experimenting with a little bit more brightening recently. I actually think I'm going to change that a little bit because I always change everything. But I think I'm going to focus less on highlighting those areas, those other areas, and focus mostly on highlighting just underneath my eyes. So we'll see how that goes. It's all going to have to do with your face shape and what you prefer and what areas you want to come forward. There really isn't like one way to do it, you know? There's a lot of different ways. I often like using these kinds of nights when I'm going out to kind of experiment with my makeup. So don't be afraid to do that, you know? It's just me and my boyfriend. I know that my makeup is going to look beautiful at the end of it no matter what. So I might experiment with some like different techniques. That's a really good opportunity to just kind of like play around, you know? However, if you are trying to stick to like a go-to glam or create like a signature makeup look, then obviously like once you've figured out what works for you best, stick with it. If you are trying to go as fast as possible, maybe don't experiment. I have a hard time with that though. I like basically want to experiment with placements and mixing things every single time, despite how much limited time I might have. I love highlighting that side of my nose. I've talked about this a lot, but because it really like helps to narrow my nose. So if that is something that you're trying to do, if you do contour your nose and you're trying to narrow the sides of it, highlighting that side is very useful because it just kind of like creates the illusion that it is like one with the plane of your under eye. To set underneath my eyes, I'm using e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder, which I know I've talked about so much, but it is so good. Like it is just nice and brightening. They have a bunch of different colors for different skin tones. It has like a very fine pearl in it, so it can brighten without making your under eyes look super dry. To set the rest of my face though, I am using Givenchy and Satin Blanc because I don't like the rest of my face to look shiny, especially in that T-zone. Like I said, I've had some dehydration, and so my T-zone has been a bit oily for a while now. We're figuring out the split of the skincare routine, you know what I mean? But just gently focusing that in the T-zone in the areas where I get a little bit oily, and then dusting it around the other edges of my face. Other edges? The outer edges of my face. And I'm also going to be using that to set my lids. So like I said, I added a little bit of definition, just like a little bit of a shadow, using my contour to the eyes, and now going in and setting, making sure that nothing is shiny at all. And I don't think I showed this, but my Etude palette, which is a Korean brand, it's fantastic. It's the lightest one. I'm going in and just kind of like reinforcing all of the contour. So including what is on my eyes. So I have like a really beautiful cohesive color throughout my skin. I'm taking a tiny bit of that on my lower lash line just to do like a little bit of definition on the outer part, not really smoking it. I want everything to look like pretty natural but refined. And then I'm going in with this dark brow pencil, focusing on the outer part of the brow to really like highlight the shape that it creates around my eyes. Remember that your brows like frame your face. You do not want to make them super dark in the very inner part, near the inner corner of your eye, because it's just going to draw the eye inward and make you look angry. So, I mean, unless you need that definition there, but that is really helpful, and we'll come back to those brows. I've been loving the Smashbox palette, like it's just so nice. So I'm doing the little layering of, I don't know if you would call this draping. Remember draping? But like the two different shades, so a slightly more peachy one to kind of like amp up contour, and then a pop, that pink pop of color on the very top of the cheekbone. And it just creates such a beautiful like ombre, kind of like, I mean, look at that definition. Like it's really stunning. It makes the cheeks really glow before you even put any highlighter on or anything, you know, even with a powder. God, I love that. It's so cute. A little bit on the nose. This is it's a new highlighter from Clio. I don't know if it's available yet, but it is so beautiful, and that's all I've been using recently. If it's not available, it will be soon. I'm not entirely sure. Then the Get Stoned palette, I'm mixing those two shades to create this really beautiful, just kind of like taupey foil, you know, because I wanted it to be not so simple. I wanted it to be really pretty and glam, but without looking like too much. So I'm kind of just placing it right in the center of the lid, and then like patting around the edges to diffuse so that it looks a little bit ethereal, you know? It's not perfectly placed. There's no harsh lines or anything like that. It's just like a little center glow for my eyes. Obviously, I have a habit of hitting the inner corner. and the brow bone. I got to glow, okay? So if I have highlight on my cheekbones, it's going in those areas. I have a hard time not doing it. I just feel like it ties everything together and it makes the skin just look amazing. And then hitting my face with all-nighter. You know, if you're moving your face around, you're talking, you're eating, it really just helps to kind of keep everything in place so that it's not disappearing if you happen to touch your face. For lash curler, I don't even need to say it. You guys see this so much. And then you can probably guess what mascara I'm going in with. What? Clio Kill Lash. This is my go-to mascara always if I want something that's going to hold my lashes up, hold the curl, hold them in place, but be super black. It's usually, you know, for a more glam look, it's like something that I use as a base. I'm using a tubing mascara from Hourglass on my lower lashes because I got to do the most. And because I have to do the most, once Clio is set, I'm going in with Make Beauty. I like to apply a thickening mascara over my waterproof mascara to just amp it up. Setting my brows with soap. I don't think I'm ever going to give this up, dude, to be real with you. Like I've tried all the brow setting products and techniques. This is the one. It's the only one. And I don't know, I'm just set in my ways. I don't think I'll ever be able to not use my Pears soap. It's just like so good. Lining my lips. Is that Hourglass? I believe that's an Hourglass lip liner that I purchased recently, which is such a beautiful color. It like matches my lips almost perfectly. It's like it's slightly warm, but the formula is stunning. And it really complemented the cheeks. So I'm just lining, just barely overlining, like a little bit, but just shaping the lips and adding a little bit of definition. And then for my lipstick, I'm using Skims. I purchased some Skims lip liners and lipsticks, and I'm actually kind of liking them. Let me know if you want to hear about that. It's a very, very matte, kind of soft matte formula, but I do like it. And I'm actually using number 6 lip liner to do a little bit more shaping to the lips, like a little bit of contour. I love to clean up the outer corners. I don't know why, but I just have darkness around the outer corners of my lips that always kind of bothers me. So cleaning up with a little bit of my foundation is usually what I use to just kind of like make sure that it doesn't look like it's pointing downward. Going in with NYX Brow Pen in Gray Black. Shout out, another one. It's like another one that I'm never gonna not use. It's just like the perfect cool toned color to be able to like, you know, build up definition in my brows. I do kind of wish it was like a little bit tinier, but it's really good. I don't know. I don't really have any complaints. It's drugstore, you know what I mean? I haven't really been loving my brows recently. Okay, don't go on a tangent. Look at that. Look at those little hairs it creates. This is the finished look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any like specific, I don't know, effortless glam or go-to looks that you want to see. This one in particular is just like so quick. Like all of these little steps are just in my arsenal. You know what I mean? Like I barely have to think about them. I can just go. Especially using my contour, you know, to define my eyes a little bit. I just love that little trick. Using your face products throughout your eyes, it makes everything look cohesive. It makes things simpler, you know, rather than using the foil, you could just use like a little bit of your highlight for a pop of shimmer on the lid. But yeah, it's perfect for bridal, perfect for a night out. It's pretty, but it's not too much. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what else you want to see. Subscribe, comment, turn on notifications, all of that stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. My dude, bye.